What's up, everybody? This is your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog. I had to bring you guys back some good money making content for this year. You know why? Because so many people message us and say, "Man, I tried this course or I tried that course, and Erica, it really worked. I really made money." And so, one of those people that we bring on is Felix. Okay, he's out there living his best life, traveling the world. And so, I want you guys to come in, drop your city and state in the comments. And, Felix, introduce yourself. Talk to us.
Yeah. Well, thank you again, Erica, for having me on the channel. I think we've done this a handful of times. My name is Felix Wisniewski. I'm based out of Central New Jersey. I do travel a lot, like Erica said. But basically, I'm a serial entrepreneur. I run a variety of different businesses. I'm invested into real estate. I'm invested into, the medical commodities business. I have a YouTube channel. I have a few things going on with the transportation industry, and it really all derived from the medical commodities business. It's a business that I found and I wasn't the one who discovered it, but I discovered it for myself back in 2015, and I made my first six figures by the age of 21, and the business changed my life. I've gone on to help, hundreds of people start this business for themselves as well. And I really just bring content about the business because it's a lucrative business, but it's a business that not too many people know about. Everybody knows about real estate wholesaling. Everybody knows about drop shipping. Everybody knows about, whatever's about hot on the internet. But this is something that's low key, doesn't require too much social media skills, really nothing besides some hustle. You need a phone, and that's all you really need to go out there and serve the people who have these extra diabetic supplies. There's over 30 million Americans who have diabetes. I'm sure everybody knows at least one diabetic in their family, and this is a business that can easily be done, and I wanted to share it with your audience and maybe somebody who's looking for something legit, real, and possible.
So, Felix, this is the biggest thing. Why I love having you on here is I did a whole conversation the other day that knowing is not doing. Just because
Mm.
you know about a thing, it's not the same as doing it. It's not the same as pursuing it. It's not the same as putting time and effort into it. So people are like, "Oh, I know about that," or "Oh, I tried that. Oh, that was okay, but that didn't really work." And I go, "Well, how long did you try it? How much did you know about it?" Right? So break it down to us, about why is this a cash cow business? Why is this a business people keep returning to? Why does this make money?
Yeah, I mean, the business makes money, and the reason people keep returning to it is because every single month people get diabetic supplies. So month over month over month, people get supplies. Just for example, and it's not like, people hear this example and they think, well, I don't know anybody in my family who does this, so I can't do the business. That's not really the case. For example, my father gets 15 boxes every single month. They're 100 count boxes. They're the brand called Contour, right? These boxes in particular sell for between 50 to 60 per box. He only uses 4 to 5 boxes, right? And he has an extra 9, 10, 11 boxes every single month. There's no way in the world he could use all those boxes. And that's how so many people are. Not every person, but I would say if you get 10 clients who sell you diabetic products, I would say 8 to 9 of them come back, whether it's bi-weekly, bi-monthly, every 2 months, every 3 months, every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, and they sell you product over and over and over. So that's why this business is so lucrative. Is hopefully you can still hear me. Someone just tried to call in. Um, can you still hear me?
We're
Okay.
good. We're good.
Okay,
Go ahead.
okay, yeah. So the people get these boxes over and over and over. So it's like it'd be one thing if someone sells you product one time, but the reason this business is lucrative because they sell you the products week over month, and it's like every single person who sells you diabetic testing supplies every single month is like a mini cash flow or a mini rental unit. So the reason it's lucrative because it's like residual business.
And it's so residual that you aren't even in the country and your business still runs without you.
Correct. I have two childhood friends that aren't really too entrepreneurial and they
hmm
kind of just run the business for me. I did six figures by myself, but they run the business without me.
I love it. I love it. And so, when it comes to marketing, people are just so confused. Like, how would I find somebody with diabetes? How would I find somebody who didn't want their strips? What can I do?
Yeah, so we just do simple marketing. We don't really do too much online marketing. I have discovered how to do this with Facebook ads over the recent weeks. But for the past in the first, 5, 6, 7 years, I just did offline marketing. I tell people to think about a gym, right? Like I'm sure everybody has seen those signs driving down the road: cash for houses, cash for gold, cash for this, cash for that. And we just put cash for diabetic testing supplies. And that's how the business works. And we do other things like flyers, Craigslist, Instagram, a little bit of Facebook. However you could, I tell people think about a gym, right? When a gym opens
Mhm.
up, a gym, it has their signs everywhere, and before you know it, you think, oh, I'm going to go to this new gym, it'll be empty. You walk up in that new gym and there's hundreds of people working out because they're very good at offline, local marketing. So we just do local marketing. People call in and we sell them either on eBay, or if you take the training and you go through the information I have, I give you the buyers that I sell my product to.
I love it. I love it. And so a lot of times I've noticed I'm in your Facebook group. They are moving and shaking in there. They're showing pictures of like tons of boxes on the floor, or tons of boxes on a table. Um, Sometimes I think, man, think those boxes were just sitting in somebody's house collecting dust on a corner somewhere.
Yeah, that's usually how it is. I mean, people, someone just seen a comment. I'm actually going to make a video about this when I jump off this live stream. Someone
Hmm.
was saying, well, aren't you taking advantage? Because these people should be testing their blood sugar instead of selling them. I'm telling you, people get these in such surplus. It's not like people are getting one box and they're selling us the only box they have when they should be using it to test their blood sugar. They're selling us, 3, 4 boxes, and they still have 3, 4 boxes in their house. So
Hmm.
it's such a surplus. It's like, has anybody ever gone? Ever anybody ever gotten sick? Anybody ever had like surgery? I remember one time I had like something wrong with my mouth, and they gave me like 90, like some sort of big pharmaceutical drug. I was like,
Hmm.
I don't one need this, and why do I have so many?
Yeah,
So it's like they always overprescribe. Why? I don't really know. I think it's something with the insurance and who's getting commission of prescriptions. But it
for
is
sure.
legal to sell your diabetic test strips. It is legal to buy other people's diabetic test strips. But we just do offline marketing to get back to what your original question was.
Man, you guys, I was driving today. I went to go get my coffee, and at the corner was a Texas beachfront lots, Texas Bays. Call the number, and I was like, I literally was like, I want to call that number, and it's because it's that interruption pattern marketing. It's very much like you see the sign, you think about it for a second, like, oh yeah, I know I can do that. And so a lot of times people say, well, how do people market? There's a million ways to market. We even had a gentleman come on the show and he talked about how he got put in one Facebook group and it got moved over to over 25 different Facebook groups. They had 25,000 applications for virtual assistant jobs from that
Wow.
one Facebook group posting. And so when I talk about the power of Facebook groups and Facebook marketing, it's really strong. So you can do a combination of offline and online and do really well, you guys, because people know people, right? 6 degrees of separation.
Cool.
John Discus, thank you for the $5 super chat. Felix, are you going to update your course with the new Facebook marketing ads information?
Yeah, so I have an announcement about that coming probably within the next 10 days or so. The information as far as how we're getting leads with Facebook ads is we're getting leads with people who have diabetic test strips for between $1 and $5. I made the first announcement in my group back in June, and it's now April because we were just trying to perfect it, and we pretty much perfected it. So, look in the Facebook group if you're in there, and we have some information coming very soon about how to do Facebook ads. We're only going to be teaching a select small group of people just so we can prove the results in the same way I did when I first made this course. But that's going to be announced really soon. But you don't need Facebook ads to do this business. If you market in your local area, your own backyard, quote unquote, in the in your 50-mile radius, this business is doable and you will make money.
Man, I think about the fact that you have summer coming up. And John, I know you're in their winter area. Who knows? While it's really snowy, people aren't coming out of the house. But when it's summertime, they're ready for spring break with the kiddos. Pshoo, come buy these boxes from me. They're just
Yeah.
collecting dust. Um, what are some things that you've learned as far as marketing, advertising, just in running a business in general from this process?
You got to be consistent. You got to hustle. I think one of the most common questions, which is a valid question, people say, well, "What's the hardest part about this business?" And watch out for anybody talking about any business that says there's no downside, because every business has downside. And people might ask, well, why are you sharing the information about this? The reason I made this course, the reason I talk about this, because this business changed my life. And I feel like, if you can help others, that's why we're on this earth, to help others, to leave the world a better place than we found it. So the reason this business changed my life, so that's why I share the information. But long story short, the one thing that I think is the hardest part about this business for anybody is people just give up too soon. They see it, they watch it, they put out one ad, and they don't get bunch of people selling them test strips off the first deal and they quit. If you stay consistent, if you stay at it, if you stay persistent, just like any business, it might not happen right away, but it will happen. So I think just to stay consistent, stay persistent, and once you get this business up off the ground and really get that, proof of concept, you're gonna be amazed because it's very powerful, especially when you just need. If you got 10 or 20 people selling you diabetic products every month, you're gonna be making some good money just off 10 or 20, and I got a couple hundred, so it's pretty lucrative.
I like it. I like it. So I love that you have the listen, you guys, listen. I tell you like this: if someone's consistently posting over years, there's a reason it's making money. It's
Yeah.
consistent. So again, you guys, some of his videos you can double check for me, check for yourselves. Again, he's got a 17-year-old making 7,000 in profit a month. He's got this young lady over here, 13,000 in 2 months. Ella got Steve made 8 grand in 1 month. A lot of times people say, well, show me some testimonials and we talk to people. There's all kind of people. You can come check out these videos and see they're doing them from their cars. They're doing them from wherever, doing these videos. And again, it's just, he has a whole Facebook group. Because a lot of times what happens is people say, I'm nervous. I want to do this new thing and my family and friends might not like it. And what should I do? You should be in groups or courses that have Facebook groups because you're all pushing in the same direction. A great book
Mhm.
to read is Gary Keller's The One Thing. The more people you have pushing in the same direction, the more likely and probable you'll be able to accomplish your goal.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, yeah, I mean, when I first told my family I was doing this, they were like, "What the hell are you doing?" And they understand what I do, but they still don't fully understand. People will never understand, especially if they're not entrepreneurial mindset. Like I have two friends that basically run this for me when I'm out the country and not around. And even though I told them how to do it, they prefer that, I put up all my money, I pay them every week, and they don't have to really run the business. All they have to do is just follow the stuff that I, ask them to do, and that's how they like it. So, so if you don't have that entrepreneurial mindset, there's no point of even telling people what you're doing, what your dream is, what your goal is, because they just won't understand.
A lot of people want that W-2 lifestyle. What's funny is Felix, if you see the way this guy reacted when I came back with my W-2s, because I put myself on payroll in my own company, it was the same amount of money running through the bank account, same amount of everything. He's just like, whoo, all right, this be good. Our underwriter's really going to like this. And it was like, it's the same exact everything, just a little barrier piece of paper. And sometimes it's really just mental. So if you're in the chat, if you're watching this video, drop your city state in the chat. Don't just watch from the clouds and hide in the background. Drop that city and state because I always love knowing where we're getting you guys from, where you watching. The other day, Felix, we had a bunch of people from Los Angeles commenting. I was like, whoa, LA. But it was just because we were up late. But
Mm.
what are some things that they can learn from you inside the Facebook group and learn from each other while they're over there?
Well, I would say they would learn the most from me inside the course. The course is about 3 to 4 hours long, shows you everything, what to say, what to pay, what to buy, what to look for, everything, what test strips to buy, what not to buy, how to get them. Inside the Facebook group, you're really just going to be learning from others. There's a lot of people in there that share advice, share tips, share their experience. People ask questions. So it's like you'll kind of each one teach one because I think when people see me, I've been doing this since 2015. They see me, they're like, Felix has been doing this for years. But when you actually see people who are in your city, in your area, doing what you're doing, it makes it more real. So the Facebook group is more or less, just learning from other people, already doing this, already winning, already have gone through the course, already, put the plan into action and are winning. So I think the Facebook group is more to, kind of learn from your peers. Like Eric, like you said, when you're around people doing what you want to do with your mission, with your plan, it's way easier to win than you telling, your childhood friend or your aunt or your uncle, hey, I'm going to start this medical commodities business. They're going to look at you and say, will you quit that? That's usually what you'll hear. Will you give up on that? That's not real. So it's really kind of just a community of like-minded people all motivating each other, inspiring each other, asking questions, and all coming together for one mission.
I like it. I like it. It's the push effect. It's the force of average. You are the
Yeah.
average of everybody you hang around. So
All
I
right.
mean, this past weekend I went to an event, and people like, "Oh, why would you go to that event?" I'm like, "Dude, I literally met two funding partners. I met another business that like super cool in the same area. We're all in the same city. Would have never met them if it wasn't for that conference. But it's a room of people pushing to try to do something to try to accomplish something. We have Bob here with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Bob, for super chatting. What is the minimum investment of money and time wise to start to be profitable in this business? Can you do that remotely?
Yeah. So as far as minimum investment, as far as money, I tell people if you know you don't need the course 100%, but if you want to know what to do, like everything A to Z in a 3 to 4 hour, jam packed session, the course plus money for marketing, plus money for market to buying the supplies and then flipping them. Keep in mind, once you have the test strips, it's basically you could turn around and sell them within a few hours or a day or so. So I say with everything, marketing, buying the course, $1,000. You have $1,000. You can do it with less. I have a payment plan for the course where you could divide it up into payments. It's relatively affordable. But if you check that first link or the link that Ericka put in the description, you'll see access to everything, more information, testimonies. Give you opportunity to do your due diligence about this business and this opportunity. But $1,000 to get it up off the ground. And as far as time wise to be profitable in this business, I say 10 to 20 hours a month. People think it's going to be something where you're going to be stuck behind the computer for days on end. You put out a few ads, you do a bunch of marketing, and you be patient, and people are going to start to call you. And so about 10 to 20 hours a month. And then can you do that remotely? Yes, you can. Like, for example, I'm in South America right now. But when I first started this, you kind of got to be there to to set the infrastructure up, and then from there you can get it up off the ground and make it successful. Like, I'm usually traveling pretty often, going to all different conferences and linking up with different people, so I'm not always back in New Jersey. But you can do it remotely, but in the initial stages, I would say to be hands on the ground, boots on the ground, to really make this work.
Man, thank you for telling them that. Thank you, Bob, for super chatting. My biggest thing I want you guys to understand is anything you want to do, it's going to take some time and it's going to take consistency. When I first started talking to people about YouTube 8 years ago, I had people with friends, nurses, all kind of, oh, you doing YouTube? Oh, you're still doing that? I go, dude, it put $1 million in my pocket.
Yep.
All silenced all the comments, right? When I
Mhm.
start saying, hey, I just finished doing this, finished doing that, finished buying this, finished flipping that, it all stemmed from YouTube and being consistent. A lot of times, what you guys do, you'll do something for 60 days and you'll quit, and people are looking at you because they know you're going to quit before the summer's out. Don't do it.
Yeah.
And you have to really think about it like this. If every Sunday, Bob, just for example, I'm using you for example, Bob, if every Sunday on your Facebook page you go, hey, you guys, I'm still looking for diabetic testing strips. And you actually can pre-scribe all this stuff. You can actually pre-put in this data points for your Facebook to load it up. But you literally could go, hey, you guys, I'm still looking for diabetic testing strips. We've been going 6 months strong. We'll make sure we give you a good price. Yada, yada, yada. Next month, we've been going 7 months strong. I can get you a good price. Yada, yada, yada. 12 months in, hey, I've been doing this for 12 months. I can get you diabetic strips, can get you paid out. Going 12 months strong. What happens is that person every Sunday, 4 times a month, is seeing that 4 times a month, time a year is 48 times a year. They've seen you talk about this thing and you haven't given up. And that's
Hmm.
the biggest thing I can kind of get y'all to understand as far as marketing, as far as talking to people. So much so that I went to a city, I went to go buy a land lot. We ended up bringing our builder with us. The other guy they knew each other. When he realized I knew that guy, he went in and said, okay, yeah, let me just sign this paper. Because the
Mm.
consistency factor of if you know that guy, that means you've been after it. If you know that
Mm.
guy, you've been consistent. If
Yep.
every Sunday for a year they've seen Bob post about diabetic test strips, it isn't a shock that, hey, Aunt Sally's got diabetes and she's got all these extra boxes, like you said, Bob. Would you like to buy them?
Yeah, yeah. People just quit way too. I think not to cut you off. I think people
Yes,
just
you're good.
quit way too early. Like, I've had people literally, and it makes me laugh when I see this. People will take my training, and it kind of doesn't happen too often, but it happens from time to time. And they'll say, "Hey, Felix, I followed everything in the course. I haven't gotten no leads. What do I do?" And I'm like, "Okay, cool. When did you purchase?" "Oh, I purchased the course 3 days ago." And I'm thinking, like, if you only knew, like, when I first started in real estate, it took me 11 months to do my first deal, and it was dark. I was like, I don't know, like, I never thought about quitting. I was just like, when am I going to get my break? And people just quit. It's not this business. It's not any other business. It's just with any
Every
business. They start something, and, before you know it, they give up way too fast.
I don't know if you ever heard Goggins was talking about how people are like, yeah, I want to run 3 times a week and stuff. And he's like, well, just run one day a week. Oh, that's not enough. He's like, just run one day a week for a year. It's
Yeah.
better to have run 52 times a year than didn't run at all. And just in your mind, you wanted to run 3 times a week. You know what I mean? So
or they
really,
go through the thing. I don't know if you read that book by Seth Godin, The Dip. They
uh-huh.
start out so hard. They go like
Yeah.
balls to the wall in their first week, and then it's like they're going up, and then they're in the dip. And if you could ride that dip out, which could be a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 2 months, 3 months, you could
Mm-hmm.
see go over the horizon and become successful. But if people just give up too fast, and it's unfortunate because if you stay the course, success is inevitable.
Man, you guys, it's if I could explain this to you, just it is a that's why I'm so big on saying what's your 5 to 10 year goals. Where write down on a piece of paper where you see yourself 5 to 10 years out. Even if you change, you can change massively 180-degree change your ideal for what you want to do. But when you generally write this stuff, you just reverse engineer. How many people do I want to talk to? How many people do I want to get these diabetic trips from? How many people a month? If it's just 5 people, whatever. It really is a thing of patience, and that's just life. John said, I started my diet 3 days ago. Why am I not thin yet? You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I did push ups yesterday. Why don't I have muscles? It is
Mm-hmm.
that same type of thing, John. And people don't realize there's so many studies now, John, that are showing that uh it's the cortisol levels for a lot of people if they like just consistently over time walk and eat less. It's the compound effect. That book is amazing because it's true. It's the compound effect of you like walking every day, not you like, I'm gonna walk 5 miles a day and then I eat like crap the rest of the week and that crazy. It's just a consistent small it changes the stream. So again, there's hundreds of Facebook groups out there, and if I was to just go, hey, every Sunday I'm gonna drop my comment in 10 of them every Sunday, by
Mm-hmm.
the end of the year you've dropped hundreds of comments, hundreds of impressions, hundreds of people you've interacted with, and that's really the compound effect in theory. So Felix, is there anything else you want to tell us as you sit there and live the La Vida Loca life?
No, I would just say, check out the channel I have. First but foremost, click that link that Ericka provides because it's going to give you an explainer video. It's going to give you a bunch of testimonies. It's going to make this real. I always tell people, hey, do your research first because I'm not here to pressure people into anything. I don't care if you buy the course or not. This isn't how I make a living. This is just something I do to help people and make, a little bit, an extra 1,000 or here on the side. Nothing that's, my full-time income. So, go out, click that link that Ericka provides. That's going to, after you hit send my info now, it's going to send you a whole bunch of information on, how to do this business, how to make it real, how to really make it reality. So yeah, just click that link and watch some of the videos, do your due diligence, do your research. And if you have any questions, my phone number is pretty readily available on the internet. You can find it from my medical commodities channel. So yeah, I just want to share the information, share the business, share the play because this business is real. This business, has done crazy things for myself, my life, and my family. And I think there's enough out there for everybody. Some people would want to hold the information back and say, oh, this is, if I share it. I've literally had people tell me, like people who aren't on YouTube who've been doing this business for years, like, hey, like tell me some crazy nasty things, like, dude, what the to keep it PG, what are you doing? You're ruining this business. But it was like rated X as far as what they told me, and I was just like, I couldn't even believe that when there's so much opportunity to go around for everybody that there's
Mm-hmm.
no reason to even think like that. But that's just your level of thinking.
Dude, the biggest thing is the scarcity mindset, the abundance mindset.
Mm-hmm.
There's 30, there's 330 million Americans. We're
Mm-hmm.
not telling you to talk to all of them. We're telling you, can you talk to 100? And they sell you
Mm-hmm.
your medical and commodity strips. It's an ocean of people. It's a blue ocean. Got to
Yeah.
totally get out there and get wild with it. But Felix, thank you so much for your time today, man. I don't want to hold you hostage. Where can all the places they can find you on YouTube and on the internet?
Yeah, so I'm on Instagram at I am Giant Lifestyle, but the two best resources for people who are thinking about connecting with me and doing this business is obviously clicking that link that you provided, and then from there you'll be able to get connected to that channel called Flipping Medical Commodities University. So if you have any questions, just go there, comment, I'll respond. My phone number and my email is also on there, but that link that you have is going to be their best tool of resource.
And thank you so much for sharing your time today. You guys definitely check out some of his testimonials from his students. I mean, again, you guys, consistency matters. This guy's been doing this for years. Definitely check it out. It works. There's several people showing you their face and showing you their money and showing you their boxes. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much,
Perfect.
Felix, for being here. Thank you for helping support the Classic Climb channel and all our years we've been out here working together. So I hope you enjoy your afternoon, man.
Thank you so much.
All right, you guys have a great day.